Before I build on this, I'd like to show you how to save this, because if you don't, this whole thing will be gone. All your hard work will be lost. So the simplest way is to go to File and then Download. You will download this Mathematica file, but you need Mathematica to view it. So for you to refer to this later, it has to stay online. And here's the Save button. But you cannot use this unless you log in first. So you need to sign in. But you need an ID and password to sign in. If you don't, you can easily create one here. Press this and fill in and create Wolfram ID. Then you will be signed in no time. So please do that if you want to save your work. Okay, I'm going to go down to the bottom of this part here. And then I will show you another case of classify. How does classify work? Type classify. And then I will choose this one. Click. And I got this documentation coming up. It came up. I will go scroll down and show you one more example of it. That is with the image here. So I will go to click applications. And then in it, I see this digit, handwritten digit classification. So I will click this here. It says copied. Okay, it is copied. So I will come here, go to right before this type 2, which you don't have, but go to the bottom of your cell until this, of your notebook, until this cursor becomes flat, like that. And then click until you see this line, and then paste. Command V or Control V. It will copy the whole thing for you. So we are making a training function that would take this handwritten digits. These are images. This is the scanned image of somebody's writing, handwriting. So this is number 2, number 5. And somebody was classifying it manually. He said, that's number 2, that's number 5. So when you look at this, seems kind of meaningless because we see it. This is number 7 and that's 7. So what's the big deal? Well, initially this was used in the post office to scan the zip code. So nobody's sitting there to read the zip code. The machines were reading the zip code and storing the mail to the right slot. How did it read all these sloppy handwritings? Using this machine learning here. So this is how it was trained. And we are going to do that ourselves here. So now I'm going to do the classify with this training. So this is very few, but still let's see how well it works here. So digit will be a function that we are going to use to test or to sort your mails here with zip codes here. Okay, so click anywhere in the cell. Anywhere in the cell. I will put it at the end here. And then press Shift Enter. Okay, sometimes I get this error here. In that case, do it again. Go back and click. And I'm getting it again. Don't know why. Let's do it again. I get the feeling maybe I copied it wrong here. So let's click here. See, I selected the cell. Then I press Command C or Control C to copy and go to a new cell to see how it became flat like that. And then I paste it. And then I click the end of it and Shift Enter. This time it worked. Not sure what the deal is with this here. So I will just delete. I will go back and show you. See, this bracket is input. This bracket is output. This is the grouping of those two, input and output. So rather than deleting one at a time, I can just click here. And that part will be deleted. I have a delete key on my keyboard, but you could just right click and delete also. No, this is a web key, so it does it. Okay, sorry, I was wrong. Can I delete from here? No. Okay, I was wrong. Just click here and then delete key. There we go. So I have this digit function here. Using it, I am able to classify the images here. So I can say type digits. Okay, there we go. I just clicked here. Open bracket. And then I have to put an image here. So let me do something that is not so challenging. I can go pick. You can go pick any here. So this is an image here. There we go. I copy and come here and I paste. Doesn't let me. Okay, it says copied. Go here and paste. There we go. I copied it. So this is handwritten digit. And when I do Shift Enter, it says it's 2. This is not so impressive because that's how it was trained. So this is equivalent of having seen the answer keys of a test and then you're taking the same test. So it's not so impressive. Let's do something more impressive by taking the having these digits that it hasn't seen before. You could draw one yourself, but it's hard to do on the screen here. So let's go back to our command here, the example. It was on documentation. Let's see if it still has it. It still does. In case it doesn't, please go to classify and click this, and you will have the classify come up. Okay, so let's go down. It was under applications, so it was here. The reason I'm going there is it has also test data. So these are the test data. So what I will do is I will click here. It says copied, and I will come here. I will go to the cell after this. See my cursor is flat, and then I'm pasting. What this is doing is it's testing a whole bunch of them at the same time. So you could do this here. I could go to the end or anywhere on the cell and press Shift Enter. I get an error. Let's do it again. Press Shift Enter. I get an error again. Maybe this extra space is causing it. So I'm going to the end here, click here, and backspace. Okay, Shift Enter. Okay, it worked. So now it matches here, but it doesn't look as impressive because there are so many things coming in here. But you also do notice there are mistakes. For example, this 3 got classified as 0. And this was seen as 9. But in a way, you can kind of understand. Some humans could have read this as 9 also. And there are other less forgivable ones. For example, this one was seen as 1. And this was seen as 0. Maybe this could be an incomplete 0. And so on. This was seen as 8. So there are a lot of mistaken ones here. We can actually isolate them and test again. So digit. And then I'm going to choose this one, who was wrong. This one was wrong. So I will just click this one, and Control C. It got copied. I will come here. Control V or Command V. Why doesn't it copy? Let's do it again. I will copy and paste and close. Why doesn't it? Okay, let's do copy again, and here paste again. It worked before, but now it's not working. So let me highlight this way. Okay, and then copy. And if I come back and do this, maybe that's how I have to do it. So let's see, digit 3, Shift Enter. It thinks it's 0. Let's understand this here. So we can say probabilities. And it said it was 3 because it's 12%. How can 12% become, sorry, it said, what did it say was? Let's do Command L, Control L to get rid of this. What did it decide on? I will erase this here. And here, I got 0. Okay, it thought it was 0, 13%. Chance is 0. Whoa, how can it say is 0 when the chance is only 13%? Because others were worse. They were 12%. Oh, see, 3 was a close possibility. And the others are like that. So I think you can check however many you want to see. I think you can do this here. Top 3. No, I think you got to do this. Curly bracket. So I went after the comma, before the probabilities quotation mark, and I'm pressing curly bracket. And then I will go to after 3, but before the bracket and curly bracket. I think this would give you 3 top possibilities. No, I was wrong. What I meant was top probabilities, this one, okay? I will type it here. So it's top probabilities. And 3. I think this should work. Shift Enter. There we go. So the 0, 3, and 8 were the contenders. Kind of makes sense, right? This could be seen as 8. This could be seen as 3. And it was more like to be 3 than this. And then somehow we thought it was a 0, but not by much, by 1%. It thought it was 1% higher that this was 0. So it was a close call. But how about the ones that it got correctly, such as 1 here? How can you go wrong with this here? So let's take a look. I'm copying. And I will do Command L, Control L. And I will delete this guy here. And doesn't go. I will highlight this way. Now it goes. And paste it. There we go. So let's see what the story is of this one. Oh, it came out to be 8. No, it says 1. Wow, 1 and 8 were so close to each other. Up to how many digits? Who's higher actually? 1, 2, 2, 9. 1, 2, 2, 9, 6, 3. They are the same. They tied at. How can this be 8? So I hope you're you thought it was 6. Really? Okay, now let's see. One that it got right. How about 8 itself? So highlight like that, copy, and highlight like this, and paste. Let's see what it thought it was. It was a 15% chance was 8, 11 was 6, and 10% it was 2. Ooh. So if your mail gets misdelivered, you know why. But I was just joking. This is extremely few number of points. This is you cannot rely on a machine learning that has so few. You need thousands and thousands. And Mathematica has thousands of data that you can actually use, which I will show you or may not show you later. But this is one example, the actual practical case of it. And you could do this actually if you can scan certain letters in some language and you say what they are. In other words, you do supervised learning. You say what the answers are and you train the network on it. And then later you ask the certain letters, handwritten letters or different fonts, and you present it, then it may give you the right answer through machine learning.